Kia ora, and welcome back to this very first long form video of 2026. I hope you all had a good break. If you had a break, if you're from the Southern Hemisphere, I hope you're still enjoying your summer. And in the winter, no, summer is on its way. If you've come here from the shorts that I've been posting over the last week or so, you would have noticed that there's been repeating numbers. Quiet little moments where some patterns kept appearing. And this is where we slow it all down. Not to explain them, not to claim anything. Not to claim anything. But to sit inside what they have been formatting. Because what's been showing up hasn't felt like a message to me. It felt more like the weather. Weather doesn't arrive with meaning, it arrives with atmosphere. Down here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, we taught very early that you don't rush the tide, you don't argue the light, and you don't command the wind. You listen first. There's a Māori word, whakaronga, sorry, my tongue twisted, whakaronga, and it means more than listening. It means letting yourself be reached. That's a space this reading comes from. So wherever you are watching from, let your shoulders just drop for a moment and let us loosen the pace. Let's slow the pace down for a moment. And I'm telling you now, this was a little bit of a different video. And this is a video not to just watch, but a place to arrive. I've been scribbling down, excuse my lovely handwriting, my late teacher mother always used to tell me go back to grade 1 because I can't write properly. But I've just broken it down so it's just a little bit more visually for people here. And this is part 1 of part 2. It's much too complex to go into all the details just in one sitting. But what is rare about these numbers popping up and repeating is that they sort of seem to have arranged themselves, and that some of the numbers are returning again, and some numbers are not climbing, rather they are circling. They're not counting, they're circling. So if you have a look here, it's basically circling. I hope you all can see it's circling. It's circling. And this all, again, circles back. It's all circling. But, have you noticed, here in the middle, something is slipping. Something is slipping. We saw 23, we see 24, and we're in 2026. But in the middle, we notice something slipping. 25 never appeared. I'll link the shorts playlist in the description here, so if you haven't watched the shorts, so you can go and watch it. And this also ties in with, I'll also link it somewhere, the why 2025 had to break us for 2026. I'll link that video as well. Sorry, I just had to pause for a second there. I just had an urgent phone call that had come in, but I'm back. So, as we noticed, this 2025 was missing. When one layer weakens, the whole ecosystem has to adjust. So before tarot, before symbolism, before interpretation, I noticed these numbers and the sequence. And the sequence isn't moving forward, it's turning. And things usually turn when something underneath is rebalancing. Everything is a balancing game. Everything is a balancing game. And I'm not going to be using the tarot as a fortune deck here. I'm using it in the way that old navigators used to use the stars. Not to control the ocean, but to understand where they were standing and where we are standing. Tarot is a record of human pattern memory. How power behaves, check. How tensions move, check. How meaning forms, check. And how balance is out of sync. And how balance has to return. Balance isn't lost. Balance just needs to be found again. And if we have a look here, it circles back again. And cards speak to us. The major arcana speaks to the collective force. Minor arcanas speak to the lived conditions, while the court cards speak to the human roles moving inside them. So instead of asking what these numbers are going to be promising us, we're going to be asking what kind of environment keeps selecting these cards. And this is very different listening. And that's the one that this work is going to belong to. And I'm just wanting to show something else to you. And a circling pattern of tens as well. There's 10 years. 10 years between this. 10 years. And what I'll just say about circling. If you leave a comment in the comments, please just be aware of the algorithm. Be kind. No nasty comments. Just tell me if you noticed. So, I'm going to put my little book aside and I'll leave that with you. We look at the 24-24 sequence. And 24-24 is the stabilizing field. If you have a look here, good times, leisure, rest, holidays, pleasure, love, affection, kindness, happiness. Here in Aotearoa, we're currently experiencing our summer. We're still in midsummer. Most of us have just had our summer break. And a lot of people are starting to go back to work this week and next week. But in the Northern Hemisphere, it's your winter. It's cold. You don't really have a long summer break. Your summer break is coming up. So we're busy rebalancing it for you guys up there. Rebalancing it, the temperatures out here for you. But we need to reset. And that is where summers are normally a reset time where you can actually just be with friends, be with family. But let's have a look what is underlying. We've got the Temperance card underneath it. It's not just balance, it's an idea. It is balancing as regulation. Balance as regulating the flow from one cup to the next. And then we have the Four of Wands. Celebration, family, foundations. And we have the Four of Pentacles. And fours are whenua numbers. It is spirit numbers, foundations, boundaries, containers, containment. 2424 appears when something in life or in the wider world is trying to steady itself before it speaks. If you look at the Temperance card, not speaking, it's steadying, it's balancing. It's before you choose. And Te Ao Māori, balance isn't something you claim. It is something you keep. 2424 feels like that keeping, like a hand resting quietly on a table just before the conversation begins. That quiet space. Just going to move this aside and move on to 2323. 23 is tension. There's tension. And with this, you can see the endless cycles, and how I referred back to it as the cycles. It's endless cycles. Endless cycles. But here we're going to be using, with that, the Two of Swords, Two of Cups, Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords. Twos bring polarity, and this is the polarity that we're currently witnessing. There's so much polarity everywhere. And threes bring meaning and fracture. '23 appears when people start to feel the stories around them don't quite fit the body anymore. It's not broken, but it's off. It is rational tension. It is social tension. It is emotional tension. The Māori, that is, as we've been following for a while, it's the spark, the living pulse inside all things. 23 often arise when the Māori is disturbed, when the spark is disturbed. It's not destroyed. It's like water, a river flowing. It can sometimes be like a mirror, but if you drop a pebble on that mirror, there's a ripple, and that quietness is disturbed. It's just unsettled. And this is the field of questioning, of renegotiating what is real. What is real? Now, let's move to 1015. It's not an angel number card for it. That's why I just wrote it down like this. And here we're going to see how this card clearly speaks. Wheel of Fortune, circles, and the devil. Cover up. The devil. Movement and binding. There's movement, and then you've got the binding. And alongside this, we have Five of Pentacles, Five of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. And this pattern is accelerating. This pattern is accelerating. We are bound by conflict. We are bound by being left out in the cold. But there is a movement happening. Just look at the last weeks. The last week as such. And if you look at my shorts that I've loaded, they have been talking about this before all of this other stuff started coming out. And this pattern is accelerating. There's resource anxiety, there's impulses, there is territories issues. But 1015 appears when motion increases, but regulation hasn't really caught up yet. How do we regulate the system? When the system begins to grip instead of listen. Instead, it's binding. It's gripping us. It's tying us. It's not listening. See, it's not listening. It's not evil. It is biological. When pressure rises, control reflex follows. We see this personally, and we see it collectively. We see this collectively. Now, let's have a look here at 111. Wishes come true. Moderation, patience, flowing, self-realization, manifestation, gateway, taking action. This is aiming. We are aiming for something. Here we are going to be placing the Magician, Ace of Swords, Page of Swords, and the King of Cups. This is where awareness itself becomes active. What we watch, what we repeat, and what we emotionally amplify. 111 appears when attention stops being passive and starts shaping outcomes. We are manifesting, we are moving with emotions. In Māori, there's an understanding, aro, and aro means attention, presence, regard. Attention, presence, regard. And where aro goes, Māori flows, spark flows. 111 marks the gate where perceptions become participation. Just have a look. What's happening all over the Northern Hemisphere. Not just one country, several countries. People are starting to participate because they are tired. Then we've hit 1020. And you see what is coming out of the center here. It starts with the Wheel of Fortune, which formed the center of this. Let me just move this aside. Then we've got the Wheel of Fortune that we've pulled in again. And then we have got Judgment, Two of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. This pattern always feels like a breath held. Not rest, it is suspension. The moment before reaction becomes a trajectory. In nature, this is the hush before a weather front moves in. Before a hurricane or a tornado moves in, there's the silence. 1020 asks quietly, will the cycle be repeated or integrated? Let's return to the missing step. 23 and 24, as you notice there, is returning again. And then it merges with 1020. And still, throughout of this, 25 never, ever comes up. No bridge here. No soft middle. In tarot, there's no major for 25. It is a liminal number, a crossing. And when crossings are skipped, tensions doesn't disappear. It relocates, often into borders, often into conflict. Unlived stages do not vanish. They echo. Our nervous system is hopefully settling. At its heart, this sequence isn't mystical. It is a regulation. It is regulatory. It's stabilizing, questioning, power moving, attention focusing, and judgment is approaching. Then circling, we place this beside the wider world. The persistence of war, the casual way invasions are spoken about, the way resources are named, more often than lives. We're not seeing prophecy. We are seeing a nervous system under strain. And strained systems repeat until they are heard. Here in the South, cycles aren't driven by headlines. They are driven by light, water, wind, migration. I've done a little video on this before, of this little Maori saying, I'm the river and the river is me. And this is going back a few months now. I'm the river and the river is me. It reminds us that we don't stand outside the system, we move inside them. The numbers appearing now don't rush forward, they arrange. Like shells after a tide, like birds before weather. This is why this work stays slow. Because systems don't reveal themselves to urgency, they reveal themselves to presence. And this, my friends, I'm going to leave you with. This is part 1. And just to reiterate, systems don't reveal themselves to urgency. They reveal themselves to presence. And watch out for part 2. That will be loading on the 14th of January. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and click on these links wherever they might be of videos that I've spoken about, and I will speak to you soon. All my love, all my blessings, all the way from New Zealand, Auckland, Aotearoa. Have a lovely, lovely, balanced time. Have some good times.